It's been a super Sunday of football so far here at Brighton Homes Arena in Springfield. It's the Bond University QAFLW Grand Final. The seniors are about to run onto the field. Bond University taking on the Aspley Hornets. Perhaps didn't expect these two teams to be here. Throughout the season, a lot of teams stepped up to be in this grand final, but eventually Bond and Aspley have found their way. Aspley to play in their first ever QAFLW Grand Final. Seen a lot of success as a club in the men's department. Now the women are proving they are just as successful. Bond are in their third QAFLW Grand Final, but the Hornets come in as the underdog, as an overall bolter this season. My name's Hannah Davies. I'll be your host and special comments for today. And joining me is Jeff Newman and Daniel Viles for this afternoon. Daniel, how are you?
This is Christmas, basically. It's a wonderful day. There's lots of nervous energy. We've just seen a wonderful reserve grade grand final full of skill, if not the close result we wanted. Bond University, I thought this was going to be a rebuilding year for them. They've rebuilt very quickly. Aspley, this is history for them. It's wonderful. And
Jeff, well, we said this is history. How do you see this playing out today? You know, who have you got your eye on as ones to step up today?
Well, the pundits have said that Aspley upset Southport last week, and maybe the Hornets can do just that today. And as we do get into the teams running out, I just can't believe the vibe and the atmosphere that's here at Brighton Homes Arena. It's a stellar, picturesque venue, but no doubt the Hornets are ready to go.
And the Hornet itself is here. I think we've also got the Bull Shark on the left, the Hornet on the right. Well, that's a fight I don't know I'd ever expected to think about.
The Hornet's name is Harris, named after both Taylor Harris and Harris Andrews.
And do we know what the Bull Shark is called?
Gary.
Gary, that's not bad.
Earlier today, I spoke to the two coaches. First up was Andy Lovell. We'll hear what he had to say heading into this match. Andy, there was a little bit of an injury scare earlier on this week with the captain, Paris Lightfoot. That could have been huge for the side. Talk me through that. What happened and when did you know that she was going to be right to play?
Yeah, sure, Hannah. Look, she got hurt early in the third quarter in the semi-final against Southport. She bruised her shoulder. A little bit of a worry, but she had x-rays and scans and she's structurally sound, really good. She's so tough. She worked through her rehab for a week and then trained last Monday, trained really well, and then got through another pre-testing session on Friday. So we're really confident that she's right to go, and she's our spiritual leader. So, you know, it was going to be really hard to leave her out of the team. So we're just really pleased for her mostly that she's able to get herself up.
You've got a lot of young players in the side, which is what makes it so exciting partly, but you are coming up against quite an experienced older side. So what have the nerves been like amongst the girls?
Look, yeah, nerves are natural, and all of our girls have been nervous. There's no doubt about that. But I think, and you're right, that we are young compared to Aspley, and Aspley have got a really experienced team. Really our mantra all is just being around respecting the game and understanding that the fundamentals are key to good performance. So we're trying to control the things that we can control, and which gives us confidence. We respect the opposition enormously. You know, and I said to the girls, we've got to really embrace today because, you know, they're really hard to get to grand finals and even harder to win. So it's important that they enjoy the moment and experience it. So I think they're nervous, but I think they're ready.
I'm here with Luke Glacken, Senior Head Coach of the Aspley Hornets QAFLW side. Luke, you had a last-minute change, Rania Crozier coming out and Abby Hewitt in. Chat me through when that decision was made and why.
Yeah, so Rara was, she was a bit touch and go all week. We did everything we could to get her up, but we made the call yesterday at the captain's run. So Abby comes in, but Abby's a little weapon. So yeah, she's going to be our Marlon Pickett story today, and she's sure to bring something.
And it's really special for this club to make finals for the first time, but also get all the way to the grand final. What does it mean for the girls and how are they feeling back there?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this club is, it's always been a stalwart of Queensland footy, and the amount of work that they've put in this year is phenomenal. So to come from 2 seasons ago, finishing 6th, and then repeating that last year to making a granny and being here on the biggest day for this season is it's amazing, and it's an absolute credit to the girls and the coaching staff. I mean, massive credit has to go to John Taylor. He's been phenomenal in the development of this program. And the girls this year, they took to a new game style. They took to it like a duck to water. There's a lot of nervous energy out the back right now, but having said that, they are ready to go. So the beats are high, the vibes are high, so I can't wait to see what they can do.
All the best.
Thank you very much.
These two sides have played 10 times. Bond University won 8, Aspley 2 of those. And this year, well, it's 1 each, because in round 5, Aspley defeated Bond 49-43. Round 13 flips the switch. Bond defeated Aspley 74-45. So either side could really get this win today. I mean, we just saw in the reserve grade final, if you were there with us, a huge upset. Could we see the same thing here? Two sides just about to run onto the field. And what a moment this is for Aspley. We said it in the interview, first time in the final series, first time in a grand final.
Fitting that Ange Lingard was the first to break through the banner. She's been at the club not quite since the start, but 2017, I think, was her first year. She played in the Hornets' last game before the QAFLW, which was the QFAW Grand Final, when in 2018, a stalwart of the club. And nice that she got just a little moment of history there, and probably a fair bit of social media coverage as well.
So just lining up for their photo. This is the moment that every player just loves. The buzz is happening, and there's plenty of vibe around, and you just run through an absolute wall-to-wall of Hornets supporters, and if you're Lingard and Deniak, you're pumped. Just the first two that are coming through the banner there.
Big day for Courtney Daniel. It's in one sense been there, done that. She was Wilston Grange Premiership captain 5 years ago. Feels like a lifetime ago. But even then, it's been 5 years is a while. She'll be feeling some nerves today. It's the first grand final with a new club. And she's been through the hard times with the Aspley club, and it's great to see some of the stalwarts getting this big moment.
Talk about big moments. I do want to highlight the umpires out there. That's a big day for them.
Absolutely, and they're brought to us by Bradham's Windows and Doors. And we'll just pause for a second there as we see Bond University run out. Can they go 2 from 2 today? Already got the reserves trophy down there. There'll be no doubt after a second one. As they line up for their team photo as well. Back to the umpires. Zach Charter, Jack Pledge and Hannah Milner in the field. On the boundary, Andrew Barnes and Ed Harris. And on the goal, Michael Lawrence and Liz Smiley. Another big thank you to our umpires. Had an excellent standard of umpiring in our reserve grade. I expect nothing less from the seniors. And there's the trophy. Well, that's what we're here for. Bond University, QAFLW seniors. Bit of extra motivation there if you're Bond University with all that Bond nameage there. But I guess conversely, Aspley probably love to get that over them as well. Well, what a journey it's been for these two teams. I think coming into this competition, Southport Sharks, you'd have to say, were the favourite gentlemen. And of course, Bond were always there in the mix, but it's Aspley here today that have come in as the underdogs. There was a top 4. It could have gone to either Aspley or Cooperoo, really. They knocked off Cooperoo in that minor semi and then got the chocolates over Southport last week. Could that extra game be the difference for them today over Bond?
I don't think if Aspley win, I don't think it'll be because they've had an extra week. I think this side is so well drilled that they really can. I think the week's rest will do them well. Jeff, how do you see them?
Yeah, it will indeed. And you just look at that team of the Bull Sharks, led by Paris Lightfoot. Was under a bit of an injury cloud early, but they're a team that stands out, and they've got some talent right across the paddock. And I'm talking about number 1, Leah Kasler, all the way through to Josie McCabe in 32. How about yourself, Daniel?
I'm loath to put too much pressure on teenage players, some of whom are playing like their 5th or 6th senior game today. And yet a lot of attention around the country will be on people like 63 Havana Harris, who's just been named not only in the Australian Under-18 All-Star team, but also player of the championships. Ava Usher in number 18, Nyali Milne number 26. This could be a golden generation, but even then I feel guilty saying that because I want them to enjoy their footy first.
If you want to know what the future of football looks like for women, just watch a highlight reel of those. And conversely, Courtney Sexton, well, let's talk about her. What kind of impact is she going to have on the game today?
Well, everyone can read the stats on the screen, but just one of those players that has the absolute complete inside game and outside. When she first started out in the QAFLW, was that real inside player, fed it out, but she's learnt to be that classy on the outside, and Sexton is going to be a player that we want to watch. You can see her centre screen there, just not a lot of height, but don't let that fool you, is damaging on the inside and outside. So, crew, I am looking forward to seeing Sexton, and she'd be the short-priced favourite if Bonded to win the flag to be best on ground.
Well, that's a big call, Jeff.
I'm calling it.
Those are the kind of calls that we want to make today. Now, for Aspley, well, no changes other than Abby and Rania for them. Am I correct in saying that?
Look, you are saying that Rania is huge, and she's someone else I've had to sort of calm down about because her talent is immense. But yeah, Abby Hewitt, number 7, has not played a senior game this year. Rising star 2 years ago, brilliant at Wilston Grange, got team of the year from a bottom place side. But coming in today, senior and reserve grade this year, she's been improving. There's a bit of rust there, but the class is still there as well. You can see it under the surface.
Plenty of players across that team list, and I love the game of Deniak, just an absolute gun. But Lucy Thompson as well is one that stands out on that team list for me, Daniel. But this player, wowee.
Let's go to the possession magnet. I think 399 disposals for the year. Normally 400, today on special for 399. Won a premiership with UQ 2 years ago. Went to Maroochydore last year, won the best and fairest of their club there. Aspley went and got her. They said, we want someone who can both win the ball and distribute. And the thing I like most about her play is her inside 50s, the way that she is so often the link from winning the ball in midfield to setting up that front 5, where you got these brilliant runners like Tyson and Brennan, of course Stallard on the lead. A lot of the marks they've taken forward at 50 have come from the boot of the Aspley number 30, Michaela Martin.
Yeah, she's absolutely one that I'm really keen to watch today. She's often on, so she's not really that impact player, but at the same time she is, because, as soon as she steps on, pretty much any ball that she gets kind of goes to something positive, and she's one of those players that really builds across the game as well and loves those big moments. I do want to chat, Daniel, I'll throw to you for this, because last week 5 goals to Jess Stallard. How important is she going to be?
Well, once again, I'm slipping on Jess here because he loves his goal scorers, but she's gone from being someone who came from netball. I think she did Auskick back at Jindalee with her brother Mitch Stallard back about 2010 or so, and was told, as we see Luke Blacken on screen, who really has to take some credit for taking Jess Stallard from being a good forward to being one of the best traditional full forwards in the competition. He did that. He was the midfield coach last year at UQ where Jess was. He was one of the players who came across with him. She was one of the players who came across with him. And she is now, if you love your old style full forwards, on the mark, drilling the set shot, Jess Stallard's your girl.
For me, the first quarter and the first 10 minutes really are going to be quite important, and I say that because speaking to Luke pre-game, he said there were quite a few nerves in his side, and I guess that comes with that underdog status. He said that the weight between the reserves and this game has been pretty big for them, a few jitters, and I would love to see if Bond can kind of take the calmness that we saw in the reserves final and translate into the seniors, because I think if they can keep that calmness and, dare I say, take advantage of Aspley's nerves, it could be monumental.
And it's a great segue, Hannah, and I think it's been the influence of Andy Lovell, what he's brought to the Bond program. They've always played a frantic sort of get it and go, but Andy Lovell's really brought in that composure. And look, he's a coach that's coached at the top level, AFL. He was in the coaching box during the drawn grand final for St Kilda and Collingwood, and that's just to talk about Andy. But what he's brought to this program's taken him to the next level, and they are a footy factory with the players getting drafted into the AFLW.
They are, and as we just wait for the anthems, we'll just throw down to the field now.
now invite everyone who can to remain standing and the players and officials to be upstanding for the Australian national anthem.
Not long now until the first bounce here at Brighton Homes Arena on the Michael Voss Oval. You would have seen across on the camera, plenty of supporters out here. The Aspley men's side in the QAFL seniors have come out to support the girls. Love to know what kind of impact and involvement they've had actually working with the girls this week. Obviously, they've got a lot of finals experience. You know, what it means to play in the big moments. They've had a lot of success at NEFL level and, of course, QAFL seniors now last year.
I'm gonna flag just a red hot supporter for Aspley and some very big experience. Craig Starcevic, head of the Brisbane Lions AFLW, just camped over in the Aspley little pocket there. So interesting by Stars, but no doubt talking footy. But great connection between the QAFL and the QAFLW that just allow them to take the footy to the next level, and both teams without a flag. So maybe that's the difference for Aspley today. Yeah,
it's just great actually to see, you know, as I'm non-biased for this game, I swear, but it has been really nice to see the Aspley girls really step up and show, you know, they are just as successful as their counterparts for the QAFL seniors and the men's program there. It's been great to see all the support across the clubs, across Bond doing pretty well down in the QFA. You can see them on the screen there. Plenty of local celebrities around us.
Local celebrities indeed, including Daniel Viles, the man with all the stats. And I'm looking forward to hearing some of these stats. I can just see it up here in the comm box that there's plenty getting around. But there's a great crowd in here. It's packed to the rafters in the grandstand, and Brighton Homes Arena is a great showpiece venue to hold, I guess, the last Sunday in August.
It's becoming a bit of a tradition. I know there's a bit of a push for a Saturday grand final. We'll leave that chat for another day because they play Saturdays throughout the season. But having a venue of this quality to have the showpiece game of the QAFLW season, I feel the competition deserves it. The club grounds are wonderful. I love the Heartland venues in the QAFLW, but having a showpiece venue like this that's going to allow them to have their skills on show is wonderful.
One player to watch, Daniel.
Well, I'm in the program as saying that I've picked Courtney Sexton as my pick for best on ground. Probably apart from that, look, I think a lot of eyes are going to be on Ava Usher.
Why not? The young star, multi-sport athlete, one of the toughest physical athletes in this comp, and she's only 16 years old.
Leah Kaslar at centre half back. Havana Harris at centre half forward. Lucy Pengelly's got the job on her for Aspley early. That'll be a fantastic battle. Welcome to the 23rd grand final of the Bond University QAFLW as Jasmine Davidson gets the first hit out from the centre. Holly O'Flaherty got the benefit of the ball through Daniels to Lendrum. Lendrum through the centre square was looking for the run of Tyson. The air swing came from Hutton. Over the top towards Sexton. Sexton wrapped up by Carwa straight away. Be very interested in Carwa's role today. She shut down Steph O'Brien last week. How about the slips catch from Kaslar as Bond University get control at the back. Charged down by Tyson. Falls to Hutton. Hutton comes up the near side. Just a little hint of a push in the back against Lanigan, who was then on hand to lay the tackle on the Queensland under-18 captain Josie McCabe and win the free kick. Morgan Lanigan.
Brilliant pressure already from the Hornets.
And Bull Sharks say, how about that pressure? As it's escorted out over the boundary. And that looks like it's young Sally Evans.
Maddie Kawa is following Courtney Sexton everywhere she goes.
It'll be a great contest. Kawa did the job on O'Brien last week in the prelim. Danny Appley first to it. Just a couple of Sharks run into each other. Trying to get it forward now. Pingali Usher says, I'm just going to take it and go back the other way. Does just that. Clean bowls. Right through now. Tarlington with a little bit to do. And a stalemate on the right half forward flank. Just looking at those dark clouds over the back of the High Performance Centre here at Bright Homes Arena.
Yeah, no rain predicted, but you're right.
Just watch them closely. No
Yeah.
weatherman though.
There was a little bit of a sprinkle earlier on during my interviews. Hoping that stays away though.
As Davidson get the fingers to it over the top, taken by Nyali Milne in the blue headgear, cleaned up by Lanigan. She'll come wide, just over the head of O'Flaherty. Sally Evans, late call up in the first grade. Provided protection. Kawa trying to burst through, didn't work. Daniels was beset upon by McCabe and Usher. Through to Pengelly as Aspley caused the turnover. Came off her knee, I suspect. Landwehr. Played for Williamstown in Victoria last year, then went up to the Northern Territory for a while. And she will be the last to give the ball to the umpire, pretty much centre field.
Nice hit out. It's trying to get it forward at the moment. Attacking position for the Bull Sharks. Kawa, hand over the top. Taken away by Taylor. Forward now to Usher. Just going to get and go. And how's the pace? Runs to 40 just in the right half forward flank in front of the bar. Just says, I'm going to kick it offline though. And we get our first score of this grand final.
Just slightly off target, but gosh, that must put a little bit of fear into the minds of the Hornets. Just watching the speed of Ava Usher and such a precision bounce as well. Seems that the conditions today just allow for a perfect bouncing opportunity. Plenty of it today.
And they'll enjoy it as it comes through to Tyson. Tyson Daniets. Daniets, a very sure boot, usually very precise, kicks over the back of Robinson Captain Lightfoot, pickpocketed by Brennan. Brennan on the lead. It's an open goal. Hannah Brennan needs a good bounce, maybe needs Vetter. Doesn't fall to Vetter. Stellard tries to sock her. The defence was brilliant. Vetter has another go. Vetter wills it through for the first goal of the grand final.
I can't believe I haven't talked about Rachel Vetter just yet. An absolute star, big game player, and just kept on willing it, as you said, Daniel. And that's a big first quarter goal.
Leading goal kicker of the QAFLW last year. This year played second fiddle with Stallard, but there is no craftier player, and I mean that in a positive sense, in terms of the way that she creates space, the way that she will get separation. I get an education every time I watch Rachel Vetter in the forward line.
And she's quite a low-key person as well, if you've had the chance to meet her off the field. I think that's part of why she probably flies under the radar a little bit. She's not the kind that's putting all the attention towards her, and I think that works her way a lot of the time.
Kawa working hard for the Hornets. Initiated that tackle on the Bull Sharks. So attacking centre position for Aspley. First goal of the grand final. And the clearance is smothered from the Essie. Many numbers. Kawa trying to get past Kasler does. Smopping up across half-back. Very nicely was Landwehr. Here's Pengelly. Aspley just linking nicely via hands. Trying to get it through. And the tackle came from Ava Usher.
That's that signature play from Aspley, isn't it? It'll be interesting to see how they kind of adapt that for a grand final. We've seen them try and, put it on the foot a little bit more, but handballs are their signature, and I kind of hope that they stick with that and go with their strength.
It's not just pretty to watch, but it's been pretty effective this year for them as well. Winless in 2020, grand finalists in 2023. Lendrum versus Davidson. The grand final experience, mention that in a moment. Has the ball again at the back of the contest. Mrs. Martin, Harrington. Breakout year for her. Usher gets low in the contest, wrapped up by Liesi, as Charlotte Taylor's brought to ground. Yes, QAFLW reserve grade grand final 2 years ago. Lendrum kicked the winning goal. Her team won, Claremont, and then she threw up. Jeff.
Strong breeze just blowing through here, left to right for those at home. Might be 1 or 2 goals, but the Hornets got it against the flow. Here's Sexton, little toe poke, plenty Aspley numbers though. Brown and goal, just looking to attack now via Pittman. He's going to get it and go up towards centre half forward. Vetter was the intended, but Della says, don't do that to me. And I apologise, it was Kasler. I should know that fend off. One of the best in the business. Bonjuni now through the centre of Brighton Homes Arena. Milne couldn't quite bring it in. Tarleton Milne just linking up. Hands off the deck, inside forward 50 now. A little bit to do here for Harris, but oh, she's quick, Harris. Right to the goal line, just says, I'm going to sneak through. And I think the umpires called this through for a behind.
Saying she crossed the goal line in the previous passage of play. Looked good.
Just see it here, the replay at home. Harris just couldn't pull up, and when you're that quick, you've got to put the brakes on early.
Aspley played out to the right. This ground's much wider than the home ground, but they showed at Fankhauser last week they can adapt to a wider ground. Stellard went without it. Back inside Kaleja, who got the previous inside 50. Went past Liesi, horrible bounce. Tarleton playing a fair way from home. Finds some space in the middle. Found Taylor, went over the top of her, but she's got space. Charlotte Taylor, 29 years old, first senior grand final. Left foot kick inside, looking for Milne. Good work from Lanigan. Falls to Milne. Nyali Milne could walk in here. Brilliant charge down from Ange Lingard. In the captaincy pairing that is Daniels and Lingard, she's Chelsea Randall. Daniels is Erin Phillips.
Well, that's huge, Daniel. That is a huge compliment, and rightly so. What a clutch moment, and I think we're going to see a lot from her today.
Harris in the ruck. Plenty of numbers around. Aspley have just done well at the contest early, able to run it out. Kawa and Usher there at that one, so we might just watch that closely. Sexton's not too far away though, so the job's on. Here's Taylor, went to ground, probably need to stay up. Just running through them was Kaslar. Had to get past Kawa, and we've worked out that's a tough task in itself. And it should be Kawa's footy now on the left half back flank. Just looking for numbers. A few changes are plenty here for the Bull Sharks. Kawa's going to go to the space, and that's because of that interchange swap. The Bull Sharks have just opened it up at defensive wing position for the Hornets.
It was Taylor and Sexton off, Evans and Landwehr on. Landwehr near that contest. She'll get the ball now. Tried to give it to Davidson, eventually succeeded. Was a little bit close. Evans, late inclusion. Kicks down the throat of the former son in Holly Murfield. Spent a year up in Townsville, I believe, with the University Hawks. She goes centre field again. Taken a little bit too easily by Georgia Johnson. Northern Territorian who's had a fantastic year this year. She goes out wide towards Grace Moody, also 29, also first grade grand final. Calls for holding off the ball. Maybe they had a point, but there's a few umpires a lot closer than we are.
Space has been really clogged up in that corridor. Only a few players around the outside. This should change things though.
The body work early there by Evans. A little overzealous in the end, but it was smart. Wanted to keep her feet. So now the Hornets. Up towards centre half forward. A little bit of dancing around was Tyson. It's going to come wide because Bryant was just out there in a bit of space. A little bit of a fumble. Trying to get around now is O'Flaherty. On that left boot towards the hot spot. Stallard out the back, not quite there. Stallard spins. Just got to get it forward. Bull Sharks with the numbers at the moment. A little bit of work to do for Davidson. He's going to run it out of the defensive 50, put it out to the wing and say, Milne, I'll leave it up to you. And Milne is up to the challenge.
Big fan of Jasmine Davidson this year, well, most years, particularly this year. Havana Harris got it on the volley. Around the body inside 50. The target was Ivorak. Ivorak couldn't get away from Pittman. Premiership winner was Cooperoo in 2015 and showing all of her experience there.
Top of the goal square with the breeze. Harris over the top, looking for Milne. Couldn't quite get it on the first attempt. Goes back. Pingelli, though, just had to get through. Up and under sort of kick, but Hornets defenders all over it at the moment, and that's in the hands of Michaela Martin that we spoke about pre-game.
Perfect example of why she racks up the possessions is because she works not just arc to arc, but goal to goal. Physical work from Liesi, a proper centre, not just an inside midfielder. Dancing was Pittman, bit off more than she could chew this time. Ella Kalija hands it to Tara Harrington. Made a debut in round 1 against Maroochydore. I've never seen a teenager run a midfield the way Tara Harrington did that day. Was looking for the run of Ivarak. Number 3 goal scorer in the comp this year. Danietz pushes it out to Pittman. That should be out in the full.
It's going to come back in by Harrington.
Aspley's defence just working overtime right now, but they're doing great to really slow down this work. Danietz just finding herself in every contest.
We'll get this one back. Trying to link up nicely then with O'Flaherty, but Harrington up to the task. So we'll have a ball up. Right half-forward flank. About 65 out from the Bull Sharks' goal. Trying to make the most of this breeze. It is a strong one in here at the moment. As just trying to make her way through then was McCabe. Here's Pingelli. Surprised she's played this week after a pretty heavy knock in last week's preliminary final, but tough as nails. Here's Bryant. Just says, I might just get it out of there with a bit of a socker. Does that. Under a little bit of pressure here, the Hornets. They're at their half-back line, and the Bull Sharks are starting to swarm. It was a nice little pick up there by Lightfoot, just to test out that right shoulder.
We mentioned how Aspley plays traditionally on the hand, and I think it's potentially hindering them right now a little bit. They're just struggling to get that distance that putting it on the foot allows it, although just as I say that.
Turn over to Danietz, as you say. Found Vetter. The tackle from Gemma Blair, the Tasmanian, was strong, and then knocked out by Vetter on the ground. I told you. Blair got it back, tried to get it back through Evans. It's just fumbling backwards. Kaslar says, I've had enough of this. I'm going to pump it out of here. She keeps it wide. Milne from the back. Used her body well and legally. Good handball to McCabe. Looking inside for Harris. Harris on the burst. Had a player on the lead and missed her. Thompson looking back for it. This may beat everyone through from behind. It bounces the wrong way for Aspley. Lingard's able to play it to safety.
They've had plenty of opportunities so far, Bond. It feels like they're really holding on to possession in their forward 50, but it's just not connecting right now. You know, what do they need, Jeff, to get that final touch through and get a major?
Just a lot of pressure around this contest, to be fair, and lock it in as much as possible. They got McCabe and Harris just sitting out the back, Taylor as well, just to give themselves the chance. They definitely got the opportunities, just need a bit of reward for effort, as we're going to have a repeat stoppage. This time a ball up, about 15 metres out from goal. Good angle here. Davidson does the rucking and the roving, tries to get it out. Here's Sexton, just comes back into the post. Nearly snuck it.
Now, what was interesting there, Aspley a few times this season have chosen not to contest marks they don't think they could win. They had some success against Lily Pearce earlier this year, who's now with Richmond, was with Southport. As Thompson just very calmly plays to Pittman. But I don't think you can do that against Jasmine Davidson because she's played as an inside midfielder. Her around-the-field skills, I think, are too good. Through the middle, I think, with Vanderweel returning the footy this year after a couple of years off. Georgia Hutton, who, can I point out, today is playing her 46th consecutive QAFLW game. And the last time she missed a game was round 2 2021 when she had an academy game. Charlotte Taylor goes inside. Thompson went from the back to the front. Murfield's closest to it, didn't get the best bounce. Found O'Flaherty, back to Lingard. Lingard, not the surest kick. Evans, just maybe caught that in the sun perhaps, as he's brought down by O'Flaherty. Ball up 45 from goal.
Bonds University with the one out the back here. So the Hornets just need to be mindful. Tarleton started to spin but left the footy behind. Will cause a repeat stoppages. I can just see Bonds Uni just setting up nicely behind the footy at the moment. Great crowd in here at Brighton Homes Arena. 40 out. A little bit of reward for efforts. Just about being camped in the front 50 at the moment. Bobbling around. Trying to get it out, McCabe. As tough as they come. Tries to break through. Daniels ushered there too. Out the back, Sexton looking for the runner in Tarlington from 45 around the body. It'll carry a couple of extra with this strong breeze. Oh, couldn't quite bring it in and out over the boundary in front of a strong Aspley support base there.
A few key players on the bench now for Aspley. Jamie Bryant there and also Morgan Lanigan. Two big names. Love to see them injected a little bit more. Same with Louise Tyson. See what some of those speedsters can do.
1 minute left of regular time in this quarter, 17-minute quarters. Davidson did well to ruck and rove. The handball missed the target. Vanderweel hacks it out. Daniels outside 50. It's such a sure boot. Tyson unable to hold on today. It's the first one she's missed in about 3 months. Johnson found Usher. Usher breaks through a tackle, hooks it inside. Pengelly did well. Found herself underneath it. Ari Williams, first year at this level after moving up from the QAFLW. Kaleja. Apologies, that's Kiara Bisher, another one in the Australian under-18 All-Star team. She goes short. Tarleton couldn't hang on. Ivarak ran past it. Be cleaned up by O'Flaherty. Eventually decides she needs to get out of there herself. The left foot doesn't quite work. Kaleja missed the mark, got the shot on. The wind's behind it. Pittman to safety. Kaleja took an all-time great mark in the semi-final against Southport. And Bisher nearly matched her.
Definitely plenty of hang time. Tries to get that one out. Gelly's footy now. It's an opportunity just to build. It's really picked up here at Springfield Central. That breeze left to right, favouring Bond Uni's end, but that one's to an advantage, and you got to take them all, especially with it being camped in the front half of Bond Uni at the moment. So, halfback is Hewitt, the first game of the season in the seniors. Stallard couldn't quite bring that one down. Dancing around the middle, two Bull Sharks come in. Stallard comes back for a repeat effort. Sexton's there as well, plenty of numbers around, and locked at the contest.
You get the sense that Usher's going to break through at some point. She keeps sniping, keeps working. Charlotte Taylor's wrapped up with it. Always been a good winger, but has moved more towards the contest at times this year. Harris, Lendrum's competing against her. She's not letting Harris get free hit-outs. Lee Essie can kick well with both feet. Lightfoot was onto it, left it behind for Bryant. Carver left it behind as well. This wind has become really strong in the last few minutes. It'll be a ball up as the first quarter ends. A cagey period.
One goal for the quarter. Rachel Vetter, number 40 for the Aspley Hornets. And it didn't quite feel like Aspley had the edge over Bond, but yet the score goes in their favour, 4-6. Second quarter coming up very shortly. We'll be back after this.
I get to combine both my passions together, surfing and musculoskeletal physiotherapy, and that was the PhD which I did here at Bond University.
I'm originally from southern Brazil, and during my PhD at Bond University, I met James Furness, and now we do surfing research together.
I was a physiotherapist, and so I took that knowledge to the surfing population. The facilities here at Bond University are incredible. Access to the equipment, so VO2 max testing, DEXA, all of that was here on campus. Really our goal is looking at minimising injury, but also maximising performance. Keeping people on the water for longer is really important. If someone can't surf, that affects their physical health, but also their mental health.
Through Bond University, I could get all the equipment I needed to do my PhD studies. It's world-class waves and international surfing events. It was a no-brainer.
We went to Snapper Rocks and we got to be part of a world-class surf event and also perform surfer health checks on the world's best surfers.
On the Gold Coast, we can find perfect work-life balance.
How I want to live my life with my family is I want it to be outdoors. I want them playing in the water, playing in the surf. The number one reason why students should come study here would be the access they have to staff, and it's just better than any other university. The fact that you can walk straight into the professor's office and get that one-on-one feedback, I think is just second to none.
My favourite things about being an umpire would be making friends, getting fit and getting involved in the game. You're a big part of the game as an umpire, so it's a great way to get involved in the game.
What I love most about being an umpire is being involved in the game, even at my age and my level of fitness, and actually being able to be out there with a great group of people. It's fantastic.
What I love most about being an umpire is being involved with footy, making new friends and getting paid to be involved in the game I love.
Definitely get involved. It is a great way to stay fit. It's a great inclusive community. It's a very supportive community and it's a job that anyone can do. Doesn't matter about your gender, doesn't matter about your age, your fitness abilities. It's just a great way to be involved in the AFL.
I would encourage anyone to get involved in umpiring. It's fantastic, it's fun, and you get paid to be involved in the sport that you love.
First quarter completed here at Brighton Homes Arena, and Aspley still in the lead, 6-4. Let's take a look at how the first quarter went. Big first quarter here in the Bond University QAFLW Grand Final. Bond with the only major, Aspley with the only major for this afternoon so far, but putting in a huge defensive effort as Bond feel like they have the edge over Aspley. I mean, they've lacking a goal, but the four majors kind of alludes to the fact that there's a lot of good work going in there.
And I'll speak quickly. I think Aspley win that first quarter, not just on the scoreboard, but Bond had their opportunities and just got no reward for their effort.
Bond looking to turn territorial dominance into points in the second quarter as Usher wins a free kick. Bit of blocking off the contest, I suspect. Did you see the signal, Jeff?
No, I didn't. Missed that one.
That's okay. Ava Usher was looking for Collegia, didn't find her. Michaela Martin racks up possession number 5 zillion this year. She comes through the centre square, but also a bit of a 45-degree angle kick. Louise Tyson hasn't had many opportunities today. Plays the 1-2 with Van der Weel. She moves up wide, was looking for Liesi, who's gone forward, gets the lucky bounce, hooks it round the corner. That, in fact, it does stay in. And then there are calls for out on the full. I think it may have hit above the knee from Hannah Brennan.
Just have a look here on the replay. I'll keep it in. Ooh, off the hand.
And that was light foot, apologies.
So back at it now. Hornets with the wind advantage. It's probably out to a 1 or 2 goal breeze now. And Davidson under a little bit of pressure and knock it out. As we said earlier, nice Aspley contingent at the right half forward flank there. Great support in looking at this contest. Plus, no, it's one-on-ones. Just 2 players are covering the exits of both teams. Both rucks unable to get it. But covering that nicely. There's Landwehr over the top of it. Harris is in there too, just for good measure. Nearly got it and went. Powerful athlete. Umpire gives it back quickly. Sexton at the coalface like normal. Football bouncing at just about right angles. Harrington got the hands clear and it was beautiful by Harrington. Ivarak now up towards centre half forward. But a break through. Tarlington with a decent tackle. Just didn't... hands from Danyak. Now here goes, going back the other way, Bond University. Up towards centre half forward. Courage shown by Collegia. Harrington now inside 50. Tarlington tries to get to front position. A little bit of work to do here with Lingard. Lingard got the handball just in time. Pengelly and Milne to Harrington. And textbook tackle there by Aspley's Emma Pittman.
One-on-one matchups all across the field so far, unbased between really anyone.
They've got not a fear, but a healthy respect for each other. Although Collegia was loose. Spun away. Ivarak looking for Usher. Tried to bury her way through. Burrow her way through. Kara wins the free kick. And I apologise. It's been called an incorrect tackle. And Ava Usher turned 16 last month, or possibly earlier this month, rather.
Just wants the football all the time. Head first, shows intent, and that's why she wins these free kicks.
The set shot would be easy, but for the breeze that needs to be judged. Takes it out of the equation. Bond have turned pressure into points.
And how about the celebration? She is up and about. We're back on here. Michael Voss Oval, Bond Uni, 10-6. All of a sudden, they take the lead. And they'll be happy with that. Finally, some reward for all that hard work. Aspley's defence have been relentless, though. Those goals probably won't come too often, so they'll have to make absolute use of those free shots.
What Bond did there, though, was they only had half an opportunity and they took it. The work of, I think it was Collegia here at left half forward, then getting it forward to Usher and drew the free kick. It was great.
Bit of hang time there for Lendrum. Just up and about at the moment, Bond Uni, and Harrington kicks it right down the throat of Pittman. So now off the defensive 50. He's coming up the line, was looking for McNeven. Harrington's got busy now in this second quarter and was good late in that first. It was stop play, attacking wing position for Bond Uni. All the goals coming at the opposite end to the way the breeze is blowing at the moment, Daniel.
It's a vacuum. As Danietz goes through the contest, was looking for Tyson. Even she wasn't quick enough. Went wide to Landwehr. She's been an important addition. And prior opportunity was ruled. It was only the one step, but it's been called. Stallard, long way from home. About to say Landwehr's been an important addition to Bond since finishing her season in the Northern Territory. Stallard looking for herself up forward. She's not there. Tyson got back position. Bisher coming through. She's been doing that all year in about 4 different competitions. Talent League, you name it. Tyson, air swing, boundary throw in.
Speaking of Bisher, 2 contested possessions so far today. Stats looking very even between the two sides, but Michaela Martin actually from Aspley standing out for me. 4 tackles so far. It's huge numbers for, what, a quarter of footy and a bit.
Just much of the narrative of the season for Martin. Quick one came from Sexton. Harris just said, I'm going to take this and I'm going to go. Roos at 50 metres up the line. Thompson crashes into Lingard. Just spills out now. Milne will be there, get those hands back to Harris. Couldn't quite get the kick on it. Here's Sexton, just to be cheeky and squeeze one through. And gains a little bit of territory.
Another sport that'll be a touch finder. Murfield in the ruck. Harrington's loose behind the contest. Then she gets picked up and Taylor's loose. Lendrum v Davidson, high quality in the ruck. And apologies, it was Murfield who got there. Harrington with the left foot. Too much turn. In fact, no, good positioning from the goal, from the boundary umpire. And then kicking in danger's been called. That will be a free kick. Left half forward for McCabe. Took me a while to work out what kind of player McCabe was, but the older she's got and the stronger she's got, the more she becomes that midfield presence, a real physical presence who's got skill as well. She goes inside 50. Havana Harris takes the first of many, many marks she's going to take like that in her career in grand finals. Harris kicks across the goal face. The mark is dropped, is paid. Tarleton wins the free kick. Chopping of the arms, perhaps?
Actually, very much unsure. Not Tarlington's. Looks like it's going to go to McCabe. A little confused by this one.
Unless it was a 50, there was something, possibly there was a infringement back a little bit. Either way, Josie McCabe is in front of goal. And the favourites not pulling away, but certainly with the advantage as the bear hugs are prominent in the goal square.
Forget about the breeze. It's not 1 or 2 goals at all. Bull Sharks have got 2 against it. Hornets got 1 in the first. It's a red-hot game here.
Very interesting looking at the statistics at quarter time, though. Aspley leading those disposals. They were 45-34. But Bond dominating contested marks, 3 to Aspley's none.
And it can't have been infringement at the 50 because it was Harris who took it, so I got muddled. We'll get to a goal soon, Jeff.
Just having a look, just a structural warning. I think for Aspley then. We're back at it. It's a 10-point lead. Bond University. Sexton. I guess just to use the old saying, sometimes you got to go backwards to go forwards. Oh, tackle nice by McNeven. Spills out. Sexton's back there. He's got a little bit of work to do to get around Bryant. And it'll be wrapped up thanks to umpire Charter. Back at it, over the top. Gain, sitting back nicely at the contest was Kasler. Up towards Harris. Well done by Lingard. Harris said just, I want that footy, so you need to get out of my way. Getting it forward. Plenty of pressure over the top. Love to know the stats of Havana Harris. Also around the tackling when you get a chance. Hannah, she's been pretty important early.
Well, interestingly, she's not actually within the top 4 of the team. Now, that was at quarter time, so it's very possible that things could have changed.
As Tyson gets it towards the front 50. Good retreating from Kaslar. Been there, done that. Tried to duck through the tackle. Calls of high. Spills it. Tyson holding the ball. And the free kick goes against Kaslar to Liesi outside the 50.
Just trying to turn the dial back their way at the moment are the Hornets. So now it's Liesi from the top of the 50. Says, sees something short, usually Stellard with the strong hands. Out to Bryant. Top of the goal square. Back with the flight. Holding Vetter. Rachel Vetter plays like a tall. And whenever the footy's in her direction, all eyes are on her. And she's missed. So hopefully that's one that doesn't come back to haunt them.
Well, that's grand final pressure, isn't it? Those players you just never expect to miss. Happens when you least want it to.
And not a miss, but a kick out that certainly didn't find its target. And definitely had a bit of outswing movement on it, courtesy of this breeze, which is not just left to right, but a little bit towards the camera as well. Let's say blowing over your right shoulder as you look at your screens. One day technology will just have the breeze. You can flick it on and feel the breeze at the venue that you're watching. Lendrum got the highest hand. Johnson in the middle of the contest. She'll hit the ground, not coming out of there.
I won't be watching any games from Hobart then if that technology comes in.
Wellington's the one you need to fear, I think, Jeff.
Wellington.
Mind you, Cairns wouldn't be that great either if we're, or NT. I don't know if there's many places I'd really want to feel.
Hewitt hoisted inside 50, looking for Tyson. Good pressure from Moody behind her. Usher puts the bump on. Williams around the body. Needs a target. Liesi, only question is whether, pushing off the ball. The free kick will go to Lightfoot. Oh. Sorry, the arm was pushing the player back. I thought he was awarding the free kick the other way.
Strong by Liesi though, Daniel. Just forward craft, early, just engaged, and you can see on that replay that just showed up.
Missed last year with injury. Goes to drop punt. Swings too early for her liking. Margin back to 8.
But just engaged early in the contest, which was just able to hold out Lightfoot and able to bring it in. So it was nice work by Liesi as the Bull Sharks now on their right half-back flank. Got a few up the line, just a little bit too tall for Harris. You don't hear that too much. Oh, Pittman spinning with a bit of purpose. Inside 50, Stallard couldn't quite bring it in. Liesi, Stallard tackle. And it's locked inside forward 50 for the Hornets. Straight away, Hornets with the numbers. Just trying to get around. Harris says, I'm just going to get it out of here, and does just that. Now it's somebody else's problem. Centre wing of Michael Voss Oval. Pengali's going to be first to it. Needs to get around a couple. Sort of just bulldozed her way through. Up towards the right half forward flank, but mark's taken by the Bull Sharks.
Players just begin to spread out a little bit. Daniette! Oh!
It's Davidson and Daniette. For a moment I thought, in fact it's Hewitt, I thought she was going to stay down. She's won a free kick.
Sorry, right, Daniel. Daniette's just on the sideline coming on there.
Courage.
Maybe Hewitt's not short of that. Back to Harris. She hoists it in field, not a lot of direction. Jasmine Davidson. A lot of photographers here today. We have some magnificent photographers, both volunteer and professional in this competition. Most of them have their pages on Facebook. Davidson kicks it away to Van der Weel.
Oh. Oh.
And yeah, Van der Weel is down. Aspley win the penalty, the free kick rather.
Not sure if we'll get a replay of that one, but taking a bit high, Van der Weel might need to be checked out by trainers, but much like every player, we will get a chance here slowed down for us. It's this next one.
Yeah, Landwehr missed, that's all right.
Both players low. Kasler was low. It is a hard shoulder to run into, so I don't think there's any dramas there.
Clash of shoulders.
In the back, maybe, but umpire's doing well just to let it go. It is it's a tight contest, 8 points in it.
Now, thrown out the back of the contest was Stallard. Wasn't quite sure who the thrower was, possibly Bisher. It's Harrison Murfield. Murfield gets to it, just chips it out. Kawa looks for Hewitt. Hewitt tried to go through traffic. Sexton said, no, we're shutting you down. This is a roadblock. Usher has one bounce. She knows this field well through her Lions Academy play. Doesn't really have a target up forward. Had to go inside. Pengelly looked to have it covered. Numbers return through Williams. Shows and goes. Brilliant charge down from Taylor. Went back to Thompson. Calls of ball, because that's what footy crowds do. It is, in fact, high contact. So Thompson will have the chance to clear.
And Bond Uni have done this throughout the season where they've come in and sort of bullied their team, and I just think they're just pushing the line a bit too far. See it on the replay here at home, but I just think they just need to take it down a notch just to not step over the line, as Usher, who's just starting to stamp her authority on this game, takes a nice mark, attacking wing position. You go to Taylor. Charlotte Taylor now. Usher's going to get it and go. She'll step back on in the right. Will want that right boot, does just that, sends it long. Thompson sitting underneath it, and Usher's just wasting a few disposals at the moment.
She's probably looking for someone nice and tall to be sitting around that square. Just didn't have it there. Perhaps it's a strategy she's used to in the Queensland or rep size. It just hadn't found it then.
There's Pittman from left half back. 50, but not convincing. O'Flaherty read it well. She gets her natural left foot onto it. Taken by the captain, Paris Lightfoot. Overcame a fitness test, or passed a fitness test on Friday. And it would be wrong for Paris Lightfoot not to be here today. Life and soul of the Bond University Bull Sharks.
Spiritual leader is what Andy Lovell called her.
St. Paris.
Oh, jeez. We'll be coining that one.
Aspley on the halfback. As Luke McLachlan just looks on. Evenly poised, 8-point game. Missed the handball. Dangerous spot to miss it. Harrington all over Pittman. Umpire Charter once again. Centre half forward now. Aspley, sort of both teams setting up rugby style. Don't want to be offside. Hewitt's tackled straight away.
Yeah, I'd like to see the outside centre move a little bit wider, Jeff.
I actually have no idea what that means. Harris over the top. Down to Milne. We've seen that a few times. Again, just inballing around the top of the 50. Danyak at the bottom of it. Quick kick forward. And there's a throw. Oh, I thought it was a quick set of hands, but it's going to go Bond's way. It'll be Havana Harris. From the top of the 50, within range.
It is.
The only barrier is the wind. She's a team player though, so she's going to look for the better option in Tarlington. Couldn't quite get it. Here's Harrington at the fall of the ball. Trying to get it forward now, Davidson. Over to Sexton. Sexton tackled. Here's Milne, top of the square. Milne. Ooh. Into the post.
That would have been a typical Nayali Milne goal. She's not only opportunistic, but when she gets opportunities, she can take them in a thrilling manner. Emma Pittman, only player to play for the Lions, the Suns and the Raw, kicks it away to Davidson. Davidson goes to 45, undercooked it looking for Harris. Harris strong in the contest, back to Davidson. Her handball to Sexton, gets there on the bounce. Sexton, you could see that move in the breeze and Collegia had to read it like it was in another language.
Sexton getting busy in the last couple of minutes. Couple of important touches.
Ella Collegia often gets forgotten in the armada of Bond talent, but she has a shot on goal. It's low, but it's effective, and it's the perfect full stop to an excellent half for Bond University.
And it takes their lead now, 3-5-23. 1-2-8. Well, that is a big lead coming into the second half. Pressure now goes on to the Aspley Hornets. Can they fight back from Bond University? They're up and about. We'll be back to find out very shortly after the break.
Guys, half time at Brighton Homes Arena in the grand final seniors 2010 AFL Women's grand final stadium. Folks, Bond University 23, Aspley 8. Home stretch, folks, don't forget that.
The thing I love about my job is that I get to combine both my passions together, surfing and musculoskeletal physiotherapy, and that was the PhD which I did here at Bond University.
I'm originally from southern Brazil, and during my PhD at Bond University, I met James Furness, and now we do surfing research together.
I was a physiotherapist, and so I took that knowledge to a surfing population. The facilities here at Bond University are incredible. Access to the equipment, so VO2 max testing, DEXA, all of that was here on campus. Really our goal is looking at minimising injury, but also maximising performance. Keeping people on the water for longer is really important. If someone can't surf, that affects their physical health, but also their mental health.
Through Bond University, I could get all the equipment I needed to do my PhD studies. It's world-class waves and international surfing events. It was a no-brainer.
We went to Snapper Rocks and we got to be part of a world-class surf event and also perform surfer health checks on the world's best surfers.
On the Gold Coast, we can find perfect work-life balance.
How I want to live my life with my family is I want it to be outdoors. I want them playing in the water, playing in the surf. The number one reason why a student should come study here would be the access they have to staff, and it's just better than any other university. The fact that you can walk straight into the professor's office and get that one-on-one feedback, I think is just second to none.
My favourite things about being an umpire would be making friends, getting fit, and getting involved in the game. You're a big part of the game as an umpire, so it's a great way to get involved in the game.
What I love most about being an umpire is being involved in the game, even at my age and my level of fitness, and actually being able to be out there with a great group of people. It's fantastic.
What I love most about being an umpire is being involved with footy, making new friends and getting paid to be involved in the game I love.
Definitely get involved. It is a great way to stay fit. It's a great inclusive community. It's a very supportive community, and it's a job that anyone can do. Doesn't matter about your gender, doesn't matter about your age, your fitness abilities. It's just a great way to be involved in the AFL.
I would encourage anyone to get involved in umpiring. It's fantastic, it's fun, and you get paid to be involved in the sport that you love.
Second half of footy about to get underway here at the Michael Voss Oval. Aspley just running out onto the field now, and it's been an interesting tale so far. They led the way in the first quarter, but Bond University turned something on in the second quarter. Paris Lightfoot, the captain, just leading out her side now as Aspley do their work. Jeff, what do the numbers tell us about what we've seen in that first half?
Yeah, and before we go to the highlights, just some of those real key statistics, I should say. Clearances 12-4 in favour of Bond. Contested marks is the one that tells me a real tale of this story. It's 7-1 there, and then inside 50 is an avalanche for Bond University. +9 at the moment, so it's all Bull Sharks' way. So let's check out some of those highlights from the second quarter.
Bond University just line up there, taking their last huddle before we get underway for the second half here. And the forecast still looking pretty clear so far. Might see a little bit of a sprinkle later, but we're hoping that holds off. But back to the numbers, Jeff, tell me a little bit more about where Aspley need to come back and get on top of in this second half.
Well, I think it starts at the clearances. You're down 8 at the moment, and it's the work of Sexton and Harrington that got busy in that second quarter and created an avalanche of forward 50 entries. So I think it just all starts from the centre clearance here in this third quarter. And, you know, at the moment, it's one-way traffic.
Jeff, question for you. Do Aspley just have to accept that they can't beat Bond in the contested marks, and that's their cue to go, right, we've got to get it into space?
There's a considerable height difference between the two teams, especially when you've got Tarleton and Harris up forward for Bond Uni. So bring it to ground, let your speed work, and I'm talking about Karwa, Daniak and the likes, but it's still there. It's only 15 points.
Still got the makings of a great match. We hope you're enjoying the 2023 Bond University QAFLW Grand Final. Being chased by Collegiate, wasn't able to get there. Carver inside, Sexton hacked it, back to Tyson. Tyson tries to get away from Usher, half succeeded. Hutton had a good option behind her in Collegiate. Collegiate very measured, keep looking for Harris. Not able to get a contested mark on this occasion, and just taken out of bounds.
A little too high for that one on Harris. Even Harris didn't know.
Pengelly's just been fearless though today. I love how much she's taking on this game with her two hands, just going up against the big forwards like Harris.
Long kick. You see the wind caught that one. And Marsh now taken by Lindrum. Just an opportunity. It's like the breeze has just swung around. I think it was a southeasterly blowing through. Mark Stellard. We're used to hearing that. So Stellard now will go long towards Brennan. Just sets herself nicely. Out the back, Vedder. Bread and butter most of the time. Couldn't quite take it with her. Over the top. It looked a little bit high on Tyson, but the umpire says no. So we're going to be 20 metres out.
I think that was Grace Moody who knocked the ball out of the hand of Vetter, and that's a goal saver that just whizzed past us.
Those little 1%ers. Clearance via Sexton. Another one that we're used to hearing in the Bond University QAFLW. Mark taken by Harrington. Thompson's got the coverage up the line taken. Harris has just kept running though, so that's probably where Harrington should go, but says, you don't know anything, Jeffro. I'm going to go to Milne. Thompson's there to mop it up though, running off the left half back. Sends it long, just a little bit too much on that one. Usher's there to clean up those crumbs. Centre wing now. Broadcast side of Michael Voss Oval. Doing some of the grunt work then. It's Kalijah. Sexton. Couldn't quite take it cleanly. A couple of bull sharks run into each other. Davidson. Clearing kick now forward via Landwehr. And the mark taken by Pittman.
An excellent game down back, Pittman. Had last year off. Knocked forward by Milne. Cleaned up by Lingard. Tarleton wasn't quite able to react quickly enough. Goes wide through the hands of Bryant. Taylor, was she pulled off the ball before she got there? Umpire allows play to continue. Taylor inside 50. Milne chooses to play on. Inside to Harrington. Harrington steps inside. Tara Harrington, welcome to the grand final. One turnover on the left wing. Charlotte Taylor fought brilliantly, got it inside 50, and then it was three players with a combined age of about 12 who finished it off.
And they've just been breathing on those turnovers today, and you see Harrington just put it straight through the middle in the replay at home. Hopefully enjoying the coverage on the AFLQ channel on YouTube, but the scores from turnover well, they're the difference in the game, as it's now out to a game-high 21 points. We're back at it again as a hush across Brighton Homes Arena. Usher first to the footy. Tackle came by Kawa. So now an opportunity to go forward. And that forward 50 entries coming from O'Flaherty. Hits the ground. Here's Vedder on that left boot. Just needs to be sneaky. And she is sneaky enough. And the Hornets get the important goal.
Second of the day for Rachel Vedder. That's both of Aspley's goals. And they just keep creeping forward. They haven't lost hope yet of the premiership dream.
The two previous games between these sides this year have been notable for goals very quickly from the centre ball up. Bond did it twice to Aspley in the same game. They had 12-second goals in the first and third quarter at Bond Uni. But Aspley's done it to them as well, and there are a number of times during this final series, Jeff called one last week, where they're just able to burst out of the middle.
Ava Usher's come off for a little spell too, and McCabe replaces her.
Davidson loses out. Lendrum getting parity. I'm not sure what the hit-out count is, but none of the hit-outs have been particularly decisive. Pengelly had Harris on her. Out to Milne. They've caused the turnover. Harrington goes further forward, looking for McCabe at left half forward. Not the best bounce. Lingard came through like a steam train. She'll be able to clear. Looking for the run of Bryant. It held up through the fingers of Landwehr. She keeps her feet as Bryant is unable to keep hers. High contact. And the free kick has gone to Landwehr.
Defensive wing position. Great game unfolding here. 15 points the margin. Now in the attacking wing position as Harrington is wrapped up. Numbers at this contest. +1 at the back for Bull Sharks. Here's Sexton. Does her best work at the contest. O'Flaherty takes possession but's unable to dispose of the footy. Taylor sends it in front of Milne. Milne now just needs to tap it to herself and fall. Nearly just fell in her lap. Lingard with a little bit of work to do. A lot of pressure. Beautiful by Milne. Desperate by the Hornets. Kawa. Pengelly just about stole it from her. A little bit of work to do but for O'Flaherty. End over end kick. Hasn't come off. Here's Hutton. Trying to get her forward. And they can't. Louise Tyson. Inspirational on the halfback.
Louise Tyson has been brilliant since round one this year. Came across from UQ, premiership winner 12 months ago, as the knockdown comes from Sexton. She's mostly been kept quiet today by Georgia Hutton. We probably haven't talked enough about the role that Hutton's playing. You can call it a tag if you want, but she's kept Tyson quiet.
You're right, Daniel. There's previous games where I've named myself as her '1 fan, and she has been a little bit quiet this game. Used to seeing her speed, looks just a little bit hesitant, bit shut down.
It spills out past Danietz. Taylor back to Moody. Shut down straight away. The tackle from Ari Williams is rewarded. Not one of the more heralded players in this side. First year having transferred from Redcliffe. She's done well in this side, Ari Williams. Low kick. Finds the target of Michaela Martin a little bit too easily. Danietz is loose on the left. Hasn't quite seen her. Has now. Martin to Danietz. Danietz just got underneath it. Uncharacteristic error from her. Stallard contesting it on the ground. May spill out to Williams. Umpires spotted some contact.
Geez, Aspley are lucky. Danyak just in the path of Stallard, and lucky Stallard's going to have an opportunity here, but just experience and grand finals can make it a little bit cluttered up in the head at sometimes.
Stallard, 15 points the margin. If she can get this and to be on the edge of her range, we're back to single figures. Psychologically, that has an effect. The leading goal kicker overall this season. Got a fair piece of it. Falls short. Bond hands around it. Harrington does well. Be unlucky to be called deliberate, and it's not. Oh, Jeff, it's the third quarter we haven't the cliche yet. Get it out of the way, will you, please?
No, not just yet.
Yeah, fair call.
Riding every bump at the moment, every kick. Hornets inside forward 50. Bull Sharks trying to get it out. They do now. McCabe couldn't take it cleanly. Taylor sort of left it behind, spent it already. Again, left half forward flank for Aspley, and Bond will take that as a win. 8.5 minutes ticked in this third quarter. Many would say it's the premiership quarter, Daniel. McCabe.
There it is.
Trying to break through.
He gets a cookie after the game now.
That's what I'm looking forward to. Hopefully a choc chip. Harris with a deft tap back. Sexton. Quick kick out of that contest. Needs to be careful. Lucky it went with a leg spinner, not an off break. Here comes Pittman. Just wanted to dance back around. Pingali's got a couple to get through. Davidson said, "You're not getting past me." But the boundary wins out in that contest.
I think some of the fans could be a little bit kinder to the umpires and respect the decisions, but have we had a game in the QAFLW this year where the crowd's been this involved?
It's very tribalism-like here.
Tell you what, might be some of those Aspley supporters. They come out with numbers.
It's a well-supported club. Danietz inside to Kawa. Kawa's just able to get the kick away, looking for Williams, although Pittman will get there first, as Usher helps Ball and Pittman over the paint.
Meanwhile, you might hear a little bit more support from the Bond supporters with this ump throwing in. Loving the team in green they are.
Yeah, a bit of blue and gold just in front of this throw-in. And by little, I mean the population of India. As it comes down to Evans. Lovely deft handball back to Landwehr. Usher pulled off it by Kawa. All's fair. Pittman working hard. One of it went, as a tumble from McCabe. She brushes it off straight away. But I think it was just in multiple grabs. Only one of them went over the shoulder, but of course that's enough.
Bit of momentum in that. McCabe, as tough as they come in the Bond University QAFLW. Talented teenager coming through the ranks. Couldn't quite bring that one in then. Was Hutton? No, it's not Hutton. My apologies again. Shouldn't apologise. Iverack though. Harris in the ruck. Taps forward to advantage, but it's all Hornets. A little bit to do here for Vanden Wheel. Wheels onto that right boot nicely. So here they go via Jamie Bryant. Beautiful kick with a slight little change of lanes.
Tyson's just run half the field, just waiting for her chance to pop out.
Murfield pumps it long. Bit of work to do. Where's Vetter? Very dangerous. Just needs to get around. Nice tackle by Vetter. Wraps up Bonds University's Biska. As we're in the left forward pocket. A few tired bodies out there at the moment.
It's a muggy day.
Harris to Kasler. Kasler back for Harris on that right boot. Around the corner. And we'll have a little bit of a stalemate on the attacking wing position for the Aspley Hornets.
Pangeli just sitting out there in the space, had a little breather before, but back into the action very quickly. She'll take Ava Usher. Nope, Daniette says she's mine.
So Pengeli goes loose as was taken off in a stretcher in the preliminary final last week, but has come through well. As Gemma Blair went past it, Usher out of the contest, hacks it around the body, was looking for Ivorak. Pengeli was brave, falls to Sexton, not able to get full purchase on it. Vanderweel goes back, has Bryant in support to her left, took a bit of time, Davidson sweated, falls to Sexton. Sexton again, just out of reach of Gabby Della. High contact and it comes back with no advantage. Della tries to play on, the former Geelong and Richmond VFLW player. Umpire says, no, you know the rule, and I know you know the rule, bring it back.
I know I mentioned her before, but Pengeli, she's just been so fierce today. She's just lifting that spirit for Aspley.
Della goes inside 50. Mark taken well by Taylor. A very canny player. Been a wonderful addition to Bond this year. Part of that experienced core. Goes in towards the goal square. Falls loose. Tarleton at the back of it. The work on the ground, I suspect that's Lanigan down there. She's pretty much beneath the turf, so we'll identify her when she gets excavated. Yes, it's Lanigan.
In the back.
Thank you, I missed that because I was looking at Lanigan underground. Ava Usher.
Again, you can see in the replay here, Usher works well to get to the front of the contest, but she just wants it more and just worries a few of her opponents.
Ava Usher. We're going to be seeing more of her. Hopefully it's in Aussie rules. She's got that. Bond University well on top now.
Back out to a 21-point margin. Usher's got 2 and has been getting busy, and that's a beautiful set shot from the youngster. And the teenager is leading the way.
And I want to talk about someone that they've just gotten the edge over this game, and that's Lucy Thompson. Time and time we've seen her be that ever-reliable backline for Aspley, but she's been truthfully a little bit outrun there by the tall forwards of Bond.
To be fair, not the first fullback this year to be outrun by the tall forwards of Bond when they've been available.
Harris now dominating in the ruck. Straight down to Sexton. Harris says, I'm just going to get it and go. Sends it in a shallow entry inside forward 50. Della working overtime. She's got 2 Hornets to contend with. Milne good at ground level. Wasn't able to dish out the hands though. Back in the lap of Della. Beautiful work by Harris. Davidson says, I'll take it, please. Danyak trying to get it out. Hornets a little bit indecisive. Who wanted to take possession? Beautiful ground ball there by Landwehr. Again, everyone wanting the footy. Milne to Sexton. Sexton pumps it long. Della's the intended. Thompson's in front though. Good win for Thompson. Says, I just want to get it out of here. Can't quite take the mark, so live ball still. Here's Taylor, tackled. Beautiful by the Hornets. Buzzing at the moment off the halfback. Trying to run it up deep. Down by 21 points. Out in the front of Bryant. A little bit to do. Needs to get back on the inside. Does! Somehow squeeze through 2. Kick hasn't got full purchase. Inside forward 50 at the moment. Again, it's going to come out via Usher. It just says, I'll put it on the arm and I'll take another running bounce. I've had about 1,000 today. So I'm going to send it wide and Bullshark settle on the defensive wing position.
Blair. Maisie runs from, as she kicks it away to Liesi. First Bryant and then Moody at the back. It just whizzed past us. As Moody's been doing to a lot of opponents this year. Liesi has a trundle. Little 45-degree angle kick. Ava Usher. Read that yesterday. Goes for the short kick. Was looking for Harris. It was slightly too short. Lendrum is burned. Harris inside 50. The wind's going to take that. The idea was good. The execution didn't take meteorology into account.
And this is what it looks like when we've got girls growing up around footy who've just been in the rep ranks. They've been around the football. They know exactly what they're doing. Just these young stars So hard to beat.
Oh, lucky there, McCabe.
Yeah, she looked beaten, didn't she?
Been good in the midfield today, doing a lot of the grunt work. Sends it long, and Lingard spills it. Here's Milne from the impossible angle. And I think it's a downfield free kick.
That's how it's looking, isn't it?
Oh, no.
So here we go. Oh, okay.
There's a
Lingard,
shove.
it was in the back, but whether that's a downfield.
I'm up here in the comm box for a reason, but I think that's where the infringement happened. But it is what it is, and it's a big moment in this game. The margin at 21 points.
Naomi Milne.
An opportunity just to put the foot down. And boy, oh boy, the Bull Sharks are in command here.
So the umpiring decision was what it was. Let's not go all Brian Taylor here. But what Bond did was their field possession, it was always going to turn into something. The number of times they've been able to go inside 50, they have dominated the inside 50s this match. Okay, if a bit of luck went their way, they were able to use it.
There's the cup, and maybe Bond University have got one hand on it at the moment.
There's a free kick in the middle. Harris will play it out to Evans. Evans given a bit of assistance by Johnson, who gave her space. Couldn't decide whether to go short or long there, and ended up going in the middle. Michaela Martin's nearest to it, and somehow fumbles it into Milne. Milne did well to get possession. Van der Weel tried to head back the other way. Good disposal. Lingard knocks it through to Kawa. Had Kawa taken that cleanly, they were away. Sexton fumbles. Everything is contested. Nothing is easy out there. Evans, not an inside 50 because it bounced the other way. Lendron stepped well. She's tall and agile. As Johnson tracks this back, reads the bounce well, has to step inside O'Flaherty, succeeds. Harris thought about the big leap and thought, hang on, I better just stand here.
Lowers the eyes to McCabe. Half-foot flank at the moment. Harris is on the outside, and McCabe might try to sell a bit of candy. I thought it was rugby style, about to run through. Harris has popped it up in the breeze, hasn't learned from that earlier one, and it's out on the full again. Left back pocket now for Thompson. In the shadows of three-quarter time.
4 goals this quarter, so probably looking at 21 minutes or so. It's Aspley clear. But once again, Bond, even when Aspley looked to have the numbers, as Lendron does now, just they're shutting down space repeatedly. Ruled to have got fist to ball straight away. That's going to be a ball up rather than a ball in, a throw in.
And the siren sounds for three-quarter time. Just one turn left to go. And it's a 27-point lead to the Bond University Bull Sharks. They're three-quarters of the way there. Just 20 minutes left, and the premiership is theirs. They've done it in the reserves. Do they make it 2 from 2? Well, the all-awaited last term is just moments away, and we'll be back very shortly.
Here we go, guys. That's Brighton Homes Arena. Three-quarter time. Senior.
The thing I love about my job is that I get to combine both my passions together, surfing and musculoskeletal physiotherapy, and that was the PhD which I did here at Bond University.
I'm originally from southern Brazil, and during my PhD at Bond University, I met James Furness, and now we do surfing research together.
I was a physiotherapist, and so I took that knowledge to the surfing population. The facilities here at Bond University are incredible. Access to the equipment, so VO2 max testing, DEXA, all of that was here on campus. Really our goal is looking at minimising injury, but also maximising performance. Keeping people on the water for longer is really important. If someone can't surf, that affects their physical health, but also their mental health.
Through Bond University, I could get all the equipment I needed to do my PhD studies. It's world-class waves and international surfing events. It was a no-brainer.
We went to Snapper Rocks and we got to be part of a world-class surf event and also perform surfer health checks on the world's best surfers.
On the Gold Coast, we can find perfect work-life balance.
How I want to live my life with my family is I want it to be outdoors. I want them playing in the water, playing in the surf. The number one reason why students should come study here would be the access they have to staff, and it's just better than any other university. The fact that you can walk straight into the professor's office and get that one-on-one feedback, I think is just second to none.
My favourite things about being an umpire would be making friends, getting fit and getting involved in the game. You're a big part of the game as an umpire, so it's a great way to get involved in the game.
What I love most about being an umpire is being involved in the game, even at my age and my level of fitness, and actually being able to be out there with a great group of people. It's fantastic.
What I love most about being an umpire is being involved with footy, making new friends and getting paid to be involved in the game I love.
Definitely get involved. It is a great way to stay fit. It's a great inclusive community. It's a very supportive community and it's a job that anyone can do. Doesn't matter about your gender, doesn't matter about your age, your fitness abilities. It's just a great way to be involved in AFL.
I would encourage anyone to get involved in umpiring. It's fantastic, it's fun, and you get paid to be involved in the sport that you love.
The final countdown is on as we await to find out who the Bond University QAFLW Senior Premier is this year. And we'll go to the highlights to see what we've seen so far.
One quarter is all that stands between what appears to be Bond University's first ever premiership in this competition. They win the first free kick. It goes to Courtney Sexton. Not the most influential player on the ground today, but she finds Milne. First clearance, first inside 50 of the final quarter. Milne goes for home. It's clearing everyone. Is that the moment? Is that the moment for Bond University?
30 seconds. That's all it took. And Bond University, dare I say it again, with one, but maybe two hands on the cup. Get the trophy cabinet ready.
One hand and four fingers at the moment, I think.
Proven you can kick them quickly. It's all to do with clearances. And they're right on top, Bonds University. Yet without a title. They've come so, so close. Harris, Usher and Carla. Usher, the 16-year-olds, had a really good game today. as she has for most of the season. Harris v. Lendrum it was. Usher tackles. And should be an over Usher free kick with a bit of theatre. I mean, why not?
Well, I think she just fell over Lendrum. I don't think anyone forced her to the ground as such. Usher does what she always does, goes inside 50 after running around the mark. Lucy Thompson positioned it beautifully.
So they're just going to throw out every plan at the moment, Aspley, and just go, go, go. Lendrum's the option. Oh, just misses, and that Breeze playing a little bit of drama. Taylor will be first to it, but be happy just to escort it out over the boundary.
It swung two directions, didn't it?
Good luck predicting the bounce or even the flight of a Sharon today. Taylor, the +1 at the back, but Hornets have got two themselves at the back of this contest. Harris was just searching for the run of Landwehr, but CJ was unable to get it out. Harris, Lendrum. Harris has had a good game as well today. Yeah. Here's Usher. Harris will get on that boot. Milne, position A. Pittman being good for the Hornets. Plenty coming through. Harrington. Taylor's just been sitting at the back. We'll get this footy. A nice one. Was just looking for Ivarak, who's come back on after that head knock, and Thompson says, not on my watch.
Thompson barely did anything there except just hold her physical structure. And that was enough to resemble a wall.
There's the wall on the replay. Beautiful.
It's a well-constructed wall. Boundary throw in, Bond on the attack. As they have been for a lot of this second half. Aspley broke away to score a goal through Vetter. But apart from that, as Carver and Harrington do a tango that went for about 15 metres, and then Taylor's brought to ground on the 50.
Just watching the weather.
It's starting to sprinkle.
See the spectators, not too much room left in this grandstand.
And here I was thinking Aspley were leaving early because of the score.
That's a brilliant mark at centre-half forward. Ella Khalija flew for the second time in this final series. She's getting a bit of reputation for the aerial contest as player goes flying in back play, just a bit of a tete-a-tete. Khalija won't care, she just roosts the shot. Michaela Martin falls goal side, rushed through as Ivarak was ready to pounce. As the crowd's gone in two directions, some to the grandstand here and some over underneath the clubhouse. As the rain may not be visible on your screens yet, but it certainly exists.
A light drizzle. Thompson, broadcast side, he's trying to get it out of there. Falls short. Taylor, it's been busy and just missed that one.
There's a beautiful rainbow just across us in the commentary box here. And it looks like Bond will be finding the pot of gold this evening.
So much more convincing if you'd said that with a straight face, Hannah.
Good throw in by the boundary. Lendrum got the touch, but Usher read it best. Usher just strolls in, and let's get the party started. Ava Usher with a hat trick.
Look, I'm going to call it at three-quarter time. Jeff and I were noting about 5 or 6 Bond players, mostly midfielders, who are about level for best on ground. There's probably about 15 minutes left in this game, but I think Ava Usher has just made a few steps towards it. And it's worth going back about 11 years in this competition when we had a 15-year-old named Taylor Harris who didn't win a premiership here for Zilmere, but was easily an up-and-coming star. She was 15 when she dominated the 2012 season and won the best and fairest for the whole comp. Victorian clubs, you can't have Ava Usher. She's staying here. Ava Usher stays here. Clear enough? Out towards Sexton.
Very clear.
Big call to make for the young star's career.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's plenty of clubs that'll be calling when the time comes.
I'll go full Rapunzel and lock her in a tower if I have to. That's how committed I am. Through the middle, Aspley get their first clearance in a while from the centre. It was Michaela Martin, surprise, surprise. Light foot at the back. Knocks it away using all her experience. Every time Bond's women have won a competition, whether it's QAFLW or reserves, she's been there. Only player at Bond, only woman at Bond rather, they have a 100-game bench up on the hill at the eastern end of their ground. Beautiful thump from Murfield. Not necessarily a stat. Johnson cleans up, renders the thump irrelevant. Kalidra again from the back. She wants all the photos. McCabe. There's runners ahead of her. Della is there, so's Milne.
McCabe now up towards Milne. Slippery football. Davidson just wants to get it forward. Tarlington's there. It's got Della in support and Davidson goes to Davidson. Kawa with pressure. Here's Pingelli off the halfback. Can't quite get full purchase. Harris trying to run through. Lingard did well. Pingelli with the footy. McCabe locks her up. They're on the left half forward flank for the Bull Sharks. 40-point margin. Davidson. Forward now, Milne in a dangerous position, but the boundary says not today, Milne, not today.
I suspect Milne was leading in that direction when Kalidja kicked it, and she was just legitimately held back. So technically a clanger for Kalidja, but that's an unfair stat. Bond on the attack again. They've hit the half century. They've got a 40-point lead. Harris snaps. It doesn't look like it has the distance. I stand corrected, and the crowd stands as one to hail a future champion.
Here it is, just beautiful. Just sat it up, let the wind come back, and said, you know what, I've learned from my third quarter one. There's a major.
The secret's out. These young champions that we've been harbouring in Queensland, hoping that no one else found out about, their cover is completely blown.
Bond University still hold the most recruits for the AFLW from a community team. And you can see why today, can't you? Both teams looking to get the wins. Huge from Bond University. Monumental, should I say.
Young Ari Williams now to get one against the tide. I'm not talking about the weather coming in. Williams sends it long. Oh, delightful. And that is Michaela Martin.
She's worked hard today without luck, Michaela Martin. I don't think anyone would begrudge her a goal.
Leading possession getter in the Bond University QAFLW. On a slight angle, we'll need to kick this from just inside 40. Wet footy. Comes to the near side. All the supporters up the back of the grandstand near the broadcast area at the moment. So here the remainder of the game.
She does tend to stab her set shots, Martin. I'm not sure if that's something she feels she needs to work on as it goes through the hands of McCabe. If you're going to start playing with a slippery ball, being 45 points up is not a bad time to do it as McCabe crashes through a couple of tackles. Found Harris. Murfield just got there slightly late. Harris on her bike looking for Tarleton. Through her hands, Pittman, probably Aspley's best today, I'd venture to say. As the commentators curse nearly kicked in, Lanigan just lovely bit of help from McCabe over the boundary. But yes, Bond very proud of the number of draftees from their club. And we should probably nod in the direction of Burleigh and Broadbeach as well, which is where a lot of these junior players have come from before coming to Bond.
Gold Coast, plenty of talent coming through. And on show today, Davidson. Might be an Aspley supporter we can hear in the atmosphere. Mike, I should say. Under the footy, Courage. Courage by Landwehr. Now here's Lightfoot, inspirational skipper. Under an injury cloud coming into today's game. It's been solid down back. Just keeps on going. And you can see Lightfoot just a little bit sore after that contest. One of the stars of the competition.
Apologies, Jeff. I was told before the game that with the knock she copped in the semi, her shoulder was structurally, there was nothing wrong with it. It was all the bruising. It was just making everything painful. But she is one tough cookie. Over the back, Kawa looked to be first to it as Taylor created a bit of space for teammates. It's Ivarak who benefits. Landwehr hunted down by Tyson. Free kick awarded. Louise Tyson will not give up. Has Lanigan to her right. Elects to go centre half forward. Held by Liesi. Now, she does have a thump. Wet football. But she is someone who I have seen kick the ball 50 metres without looking like she's trying.
It's herself in good position early, Liesi. Signs of a good forward.
Move there, usually a inside midfielder. Top of the boot, will struggle to make the distance. Nearly fell to Hewitt. O'Flaherty had a crack at it, didn't work. Taylor rushed through. It might have been McCabe who created space for Taylor to rush that through.
Bond University. I'd like to say winding down the clock, but both teams never give in. Out towards Sexton. Clean at ground level, especially in these conditions. Light drizzle across Brighton Homes Arena. Up towards Della. Keeps it in. A little bit of time as Pengelly comes in, sort of corrals. Hands forward, misses Harris. So Pittman's able to mop up via Thompson. Thompson's going to turn it over. Landwehr couldn't quite take it cleanly. Soft hands are needed in these type of conditions. Taylor tackles beautifully. And it is. It's going to be the Bull Sharks footy attacking wing position.
Charlotte Taylor and Grace Moody left Yeronga at the end of last year, wanted to come down to the coast. They went to one club and were like getting in the team here. They're about to win a premiership. They go inside 50. Off hands, Lingard looks to clean up, wasn't able to do it. Della through the middle. Pengelly will look a bit clean up, but just swung away from her. Beautiful work from Kawa. Della on the boot. Only Aspley defenders in the goal square. Lanigan can't hold on. We're going to be seeing a lot of that in these closing stages. As Lingard tried to hold Ivarak at bay, and in the end was a little bit lucky to do so. Jeff, can I tell you who I'm thinking about now? I'm thinking about the players who worked so hard to build Bond and aren't here today. People like Shannon Dankert, people like Annie Muir and Caitlin Thorne, who worked so hard to build this club. They won't be part of the premiership team, but in a way they are.
No doubt they're on the AFLQ channel on YouTube. Tuning in.
Crystal Scott's another one.
Plenty of stars in the making. The Footy Factory. Here's Dan Yeats. Good kick now. Nice work by Ivarak. Just hung on a little bit longer. Lingard, clearing kick. Just sort of in the right place at the right time most of the season's Johnson. Back to Tarlington, behind the footy at the moment. Quick kick forward. Davidson on the third attempt, couldn't quite bring it in. Here's Williams. So it'll be Ari Williams now.
There's a supporters hero here.
There's a few out there. O'Flaherty hasn't stopped trying today. And just blow the knee.
So Murfield will have it just back at the centre circle. Doesn't have a lot to kick to up front. The lead was good from, I think, Brennan. Couldn't catch the slippery pill. Taylor off the ground. That was almost like a conversion attempt in another sport. Inside 50 towards Della. Had a runner outside her. Finds Ivarak. Ivarak run down by Pengelly. Was able to get disposal away. Lanigan tidies up and has a wrap up straight away from Harris. Minor Premiers 2019. Beaten by Cooperoo in the grand final with a host of returning AFLW players. As Taylor has it. Taylor doesn't have it. Falls back Martin looking for it. Carver on the ground. Taylor again. Looking for a second conversion. Pengelly. 2020 Minor Premiers bundled out by Yeronga, who had a host of AFLW players coming back. 2021 Minor Premiers bundled out by University of Queensland, who had a host of AFLW players coming back. 2023, you're watching it.
Pengelly trying to get it out of there. Johnson sitting at the top of the 50, trying to break through. Daniels just gets it out. Wants it to be someone else's problem. It's going to come back in straight away via the foot of Tarlington. Again, clearing back and forth, back and forth. That was Murfield. It's going to come back in straight away. Bond building nicely. All lining up to Taylor. Nice and wide.
Lightfoot pushing everyone forward. Taylor didn't need much encouragement. Kicks it away to Pengelly. But in some ways, they can just pump it forward now because there's a 50-50 chance with every kick inside 50 that it's going to be fumbled. I think we've just had 5 in a row. Usher shows how it's done. Maybe, was there a bit of gravy on that, or was she tossed away? Umpire says she's been tossed, so Usher will have the free kick. Aspley have the numbers at centre halfback for them. They're able to half clear the contest. Came through McNiven, Danietz, Tarleton cleaning up. She'll pump it back inside 50. Repeat set after repeat set as Davidson tried to leap over 2 Hornets. It was an impressive effort, didn't work. Pittman finds Tyson. Nothing forward of her, only Liesi, and she's surrounded by, I think, 3 Sharks. Vanderweel made a good run down the right-hand side. Looked for a bounce that wasn't there. Probably not a bad idea to play the percentages. Liesi goes inside. Martin's hovering. Stallard is hovering. Out towards Hutton. Hutton will clear. Hutton looking on the right-hand side. Finds Khalija. Offload to Hutton. Hutton has time for a bounce. The ground is softer now. Hutton away. Hutton going inside 50. Cut off. Aspley friendly fire. Della will get another chance. Some good mopping up. Lingard had to get it out of there somehow. Did well. Della goes inside. They've managed to maintain possession. Towards Harrington. Harrington holds onto the soap. Got the first goal of the second half. Maybe this is not the last, and I'm assuming already that she's kicked it. Don't tempt fate, Daniel.
Celebration's just starting to get underway. And why not?
Yeah, the streamers are about to pop. Tara Harrington. She's having a good day, as is the Bond University Football Club.
Harrington with her second. Was important that second quarter. Really got busy, the young star, and has built a nice game. And the hugs and the celebrations are starting to begin on the sidelines. There's a young star in Ava Usher. What a performance. It's been clinical. Both cups are heading down the M1.
That'll be a first. No one's done the double.
50-point margin. Only moments away until it's official. The Bond University QAFLW title. And they've timed it perfectly. Deep inside 50 for the Hornets. It's nice work there by Veta. Trying to get it out. And it wasn't Veta, I'm sorry, that was Charlotte Taylor. But, plenty happening at the moment. Tarleton in the ruck. Trying to get it out. Veta, quick kick forward. Plenty of numbers around this. Quick one by Williams. Just to get one late. And it's a near miss. Through for a minor. Just to get it under the half ton. 49 points. Might be one for the post-game, Daniel. Find out the biggest winning margin in Bond University QAFLW history.
They're nowhere near that, I can tell you that now.
That's good to hear. Bringing it out wide. Bull Sharks going to fall short. Kawa couldn't quite take the grab. Hornets still trying. Co-skipper and Daniel sends it forward. Lightfoot in the hands of the skipper. It's been inspirational. Takes a hit late. Lightfoot's down. Close eyes there. Evans on Tyson. And the drought is over! Bond University have claimed their first title in an absolutely clinical display.
goal scorers today. For Aspley, 2 to Rachel Vetter. For Bond University, singles to Havana Harris, Josie McCabe and Ella Khalija. 2 each to Nyali Milne and Tara Harrington, and 3 to Ava Usher. Jeff, I had a feeling that whatever year Bond University broke through, it would be more of an exhibition than a tussle. Not my bravest prediction in life, but they put on an exhibition today.
Absolutely, and I'm just one that they've come in and they've just taken the competition to the next level. They timed their run into finals to perfection, and they've got some young stars that we'll see around, hopefully, in the Bond University QAFLW for a long time to come. But it's always, unfortunately, on grand final day, there can only be one winner. You know, it is congratulations while it's commiserations at the same time for the Aspley Hornets, but they never gave in, and they've turned it around pretty quickly in a couple of seasons to where they are now.
Winless in 2020, 6 the last 2 years, and now grand finalists. In some ways, they're ahead of schedule. They're hurting now. I hope it doesn't last long.
Just that last play there where Paris Lightfoot just took one big hit for her team. It hurt, but it's probably one of the best hits she's taken, because it's going to be ever so sweet to lift up that Premiership Cup. And they talk about an absolute inspirational leader, and she is just that, Paris Lightfoot.
The heart and soul of the club. As I say, over 100 games in all grades. Not all of those of them in the QAFLW. The celebrations are... Sorry, Jeff?
We might just swing over to Hannah, who is with the inspirational skipper in Paris Lightfoot.
Here she is, Paris. What a sensational game from your side. You've been here 3 times before, and it's 4th time lucky. What's going through your mind?
I'm just so proud of the girls. Like, we went up and down all season with challenges and setbacks, and then really good wins, and then to make it to the finals. We knew today was going to be a battle, and that first half definitely was. And I think the message was just keep going hard, never give up, and just believe in ourselves to get the job done. And I'm so proud of all the girls for doing it and working together as a team today. I think that was the key.
You've got a lot of young stars on the side, one of which I really want to mention, and that's Ava Usher. What has it been like to train with her and all the young girls this season?
Oh, all of the young girls are so talented. Like, all of the talent coming up through the ranks is just incredible to watch. But not only that, Ava and all those girls are so humble. They work hard, they do the team things, and they fit in perfectly. So yes, they're superstars, but they live our culture and they breathe our culture, and I'm just so proud of them. They've got clearly big futures ahead.
And finally, what's it been like to work under Andy Lovell?
Oh, amazing. I mean, I guess this season is proof of that. He's an amazing coach, he's an amazing person, and he's just brought so much knowledge to our club this season, and I'm so grateful for that.
Congrats, Paris. Go celebrate.
Yay!
Back to you, boys.
Thank you, Hannah. Paris Lightfoot, it's hard to think of a more deserving Premiership captain. Monumental. And look, it's been in the paper. She's been quite open. She's been through personal tragedy in the last 12 months as well. You can look that up for yourselves. I won't go on about it now. But if you needed any more reasons for her to enjoy a day of triumph.
Yeah, big moment. Been a massive fan of the way Paris Lightfoot goes about her footy. Absolutely inspirational. And thanks very much for Hannah catching up with Paris and giving her time. We do have the highlights from that final quarter. So let's swing across to them, because at the moment it's a bull shark party.
It became a procession, 4-0 to Bond University in the fourth quarter. Hannah Davies, you've just returned after being on the field. Thank you for your interview with Paris Lightfoot. Tell us what's down there. What emotion can you feel down there, apart from the obvious, I suppose?
Oh, it's just scenes down there, and I think for Paris there was definitely that mix of celebration, but also just, that relief, all that hard work they've put in, and she mentioned it in the interview, but, we've seen from them some tough losses, and it hasn't been, an easy ride. They haven't come in as the favourites for the whole season. They've really just put in so much work, and we mentioned a couple of the young girls, and for me that's what I love about this side, and what you can tell is so, beautiful about this side is the mix of young talent and these experienced players kind of leading the way. It's a great blend.
Paris, the two captains, Paris Lightfoot and Boston Jackson in front of you. Different jerseys, same result. Andy Lovell, as an 18-year-old, he lost a grand final to a team that wore brown and gold. Wasn't such a great day for him. It's a much, much better day in 2023. Christy Langwer and Georgia Johnson, two Northern Territorians. Thank you, Northern Territory. So many of your clubs take our players in the summer, give us your players in the winter. That's a bit of an oversimplification, but you get the idea. The cross-pollination's wonderful.
What a day of football, must say. And we just go back to Bond University. While they might not have been at the top of the table for the season, but they just timed their run to perfection, and they hit their straps at the right time. Went through from the qualifying final, and on grand final day, they dominated. Well, it was clinical. I won't say they dominated from the outset, but they were clinical, and then they put the foot down, and their young stars led from the front. And look at those celebrations. It's going to be a big fins up, no doubt, but a big celebration the whole way down the M1. And you would want to be at Bond University tonight if you're a Bond Uni supporter.
Hello, Gemma Blair. Hello, Launceston. You're a premiership winner now. As we go down to the ground.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of AFL Queensland, I'd just like to welcome everyone to the official Grand Final presentation ceremony of the Bond University QAFLW. Firstly, everyone put a massive hands together for both sides today. Outstanding Grand Final and a great showcase of state league winners today. I'd also just like to take this opportunity to thank the Brisbane Lions being able to facilitate Brighton Homes Arena today for our Grand Final. It's been absolutely outstanding, so thank you very much to the Brisbane Lions. And thank you again to all the crowd that have turned out today. A massive show of support out here for what was an outstanding Grand Final, so well done to everyone involved. I'd just like to take this opportunity to also thank our naming rights partner, Bond University. They've been a major sponsor of the QAFLW now for several years. And without them, without their support, we can't put on days like we have today. So the Bond University, obviously the football club side of things got the job done today, but from the university, AFL Queensland is proving it again. So thank you very much. I'd just now like to invite to the stage to assist in our presentation today, Head of AFL Queensland, Mrs. Tricia Squires, and from Bond University, Sam Quishwilson. To start proceedings, we'd just like to acknowledge our umpiring group. It's their grand final today after a massive season. To our entire umpiring fraternity, we thank you very much, and their major sponsor, Bradman's Windows and Doors. So without further ado, I'll call forward the umpires from today. In the field, we have Jack Fledge, Hannah Milner, and Zach Carter. In the boundary, Andrew Barnes and Ed Harris. In the goals, Elizabeth Smiley and Michael Lorenz. Our emergency umpires and third scorer, Jackson Will and Jesse Beck. Please put your hands together for our umpires. Ken, please put your hands together for our grand final umpiring table. Now to today's best on ground. The best on ground medal is the judge with a three-person voting panel on a 3-2-1 basis. And I can say that this year it was very close, but I'm pleased to announce that from Bond University today, the best on field is number 63, Ivana Harris. It's been an amazing season for Aspley as well, so I'd now like to call forward the coach and the runners-up in Luke Larkin. Please come forward and say a few words.
Firstly, I just want to thank AFL Queensland for putting on a nice event today. The fact that we got to play at Brighton Homes today, amazing. Hopefully this can help women's football get more of a spectacle to the bigger and better things to come. To Andy and Bond, congratulations. Very well deserved today. You guys are clearly the better team right from the very start. So enjoy tonight, but know that we're coming for this next year. Aspley, to our girls, seniors, resis, support crew, everyone, what a journey. To be where we're at today, after where we've come from, you guys can hold your head so high. So proud of you, each and every one of you. I know that this is just a start for us too, so bigger and better things, let's enjoy tonight and really be proud of the season. Well done, guys.
Well done, Luke. Congratulations to everyone at Aspley for the season that they've had. Now to the Premiership coach, I'd like to call forward head coach to receive his coach's medallion.
Firstly, to Luke and the Aspley girls and the whole Aspley Football Club, thank you for a really, really tough contest. Our girls, we went and watched you beat Southport last week and we knew we were in for a really tough battle, and you certainly brought that today, so you should be extremely proud of what you've achieved this year. Thank you. To the Brisbane Lions, obviously, for offering up this unbelievable stadium. I think it's a showcase for women's footy in Queensland. Just reward for all the work that all the girls have done throughout the year to be able to play at such an amazing venue on such a great deck. To Trish and Adrian and Mitch and Josh and all the staff at AFL Queensland who worked tirelessly to put on such an amazing event. Thank you to Bond University, I think our Vice-Chancellor Tim Ralsford, Head of Sport Mike Collins, and everyone involved at the Bond University Footy Club. Incredible. This is all on the back of the work that doesn't get seen, but certainly couldn't help the girls win without that work done. So enormous. To the coaching staff, to all of our support staff, to the girls that sadly, and it's just a part of footy that missed out on a game today, to one of our really special young ladies, Sienna McMullen. She hurt her knee on Friday at training and unfortunately couldn't play, but bravely fronted up today, and it's obviously just shows what sort of character she has. Finally, to our girls, our reserve girls that they showed the way for us today. They played an amazing brand of footy. Super group. To our senior girls, I think there's a little bit of a mantra. I didn't make this up, I stole it off someone far wiser than me, but I heard him say that teams win matches, but clubs win premierships, and certainly been an entire club effort for us to get to where we've got to today. All I've got left is we've got our 2 men's teams in the grand final in 2 weeks. 2 down, 2 to go. Thank you.
It's now Friday afternoon for the players and the premiers get to enjoy their spoils. So, in number order, we'll pull up the premiership side, Bond University, to receive their premiership medallions. Number 1, Leah Kasler. Number 2, Georgia Johnson. Number 4, Tara Harrington. Number 7, Courtney Sexton. Number 8, Ella Kaleka. Number 9, Isabella Bavarak. Number 10, Grace Moody. Number 11, Georgia Hutton. Number 12, Sally Evans. Number 14, Gabrielle Della. Number 17, Christy Lampy. Number 18, Ava Usher. Number 26, Neely Mill. Number 29, Gemma Blair. Number 32, Josie McCabe. Number 40, Charlotte Taylor. Number 49, Kiara Fisher. Number 50, Jasmine Davison. Number 56, Lily Carlton. Your best on ground today, number 63, Amada Harris. And last but not least, your premiership captain, number 20, Harris Lockwood. Harris, I'll get you to stay on stage and say a few words.
Alright, hello everybody. Firstly, congratulations to Aspley. You guys have had an amazing season. Court, congrats, you're an amazing leader and player, so hats off to you. Have fun tonight. You deserve to celebrate your season. To my girls, I'm so proud to get our 2 teams here this year. Is an incredible achievement. It's what we've been building for years and years. And Coach, you coming on board this year has really made a difference. And thanks to you, your knowledge, you've really helped us get here. Girls, I'm so proud of you. Lisa!
And to now complete formalities, I'd like to call back to the stage Andy Lovell, coach of Bond University. And I'll ask Sam Wish-Wilson to hand over the Premiership Cup to the 2023 Bond University QAFLW Premiers.
It's been simply fantastic from the Bond University Bull Sharks this afternoon. A 49-point over the Aspley Hornets, champions of the seniors and the reserves premierships. 2 from 2 and the Finns are up. What an afternoon it's been. Ava Usher starred in the goals and Havana Harris, the ruckman and forward, takes out the best on ground. It's been excellent to have you here with us this afternoon. My name's Hannah Davies and it's been Jeff Newman and Daniel Viles in the commentary box with me this evening. Thank you both gentlemen for such a show of football. We thank our fans for all the support this season. It's been incredible to have you along all year round. And if you're already missing football, well, we've got QAFL finals coming up. The men's finals have already begun. Grand final is just a few weeks away, so stay on the train for that one. But for now, we'll go out to the sounds of the Bond University Bull Sharks. It's been great to have you. We'll catch you next time.